Hi, I'm Alex Vanstone, and I'm coming to you from the Salisbury Center. Tonight, we are talking with Go on Red from Baltimore that are playing Punk Night this week on October 17th, 2025, here at the Salisbury Center.
Hi, I'm Jace. I'm the drummer.
Yeah, I'm Nick. I play bass.
Oh, my name's Tori. I play guitar and I sing.
Awesome. Well, we're really excited to have you guys playing here this week. I've been listening to you all's record a ton the last few weeks, and I'd love to hear more about it.
The record actually, I ain't gonna lie, it took almost 10 years to come out with. And originally it had like a whole new track listing that we ended up coming out with a couple years ago. But it's been out for almost like 3 years now, I think. Coming up on 3 years.
I think.
I'm not sure the timestamp. Yeah, it's been out for a while, but it was I guess like most of the detail behind the whole album. Sometimes it's okay not to be okay, and it was like a very sarcastic "it's okay," like it's not okay, but we're gonna write about it anyway. So it's just everything, especially between the ages of like 18 and like 24, 25, when you're just realizing things are not always what they're supposed to be or you thought they were going to be, and you're just working through relationships and just finding out about life.
Sure, and I can only imagine that taking so much time to work on a record like this, that life changes and perspectives change. Do you feel like that you went back and edited your songwriting along the way because of that?
To be completely honest, like even listening back to it now, even being released 3 years ago, there's things that I would change about it, just because I've gotten older since the release. But definitely, like, I guess an aging process, if that makes sense. Like, it's just kind of like things were definitely changed through those 10 years of, the songs that we decided to put on the official album. Things were definitely changed and rewritten and rearranged through that time period.
Working on this album over this long period of time, were you doing all of the production and engineering yourselves, or were there other people you were collaborating with?
We probably recorded this album almost 3 times before we released it with like 3 different people. So that's also why it took so long. So I feel like we recorded it, then we ditched it, then we re-recorded it, ditched it, and then we finally were just like, it's been 10 years, we need to get this out. So we kind of just we're like, it's not exactly the quality that we were going for, but I feel like for a first time punk album, it was what we needed.
The album that is streaming is called It's Okay. It's streaming everywhere: Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your music. And like Tori said, it came out in 2023. It's been out for a couple years now. People have been listening to it. We've definitely been working on a lot of stuff since then. I'm actually newer to the band, so I was not really involved at all in the production of it. That's really Jason and Tori's territory. They originally started as a 2-piece, right, Tori? And so things have been rearranged for additional instruments, additional members too, in addition to all the other production snafus that Tori and Jace had to go through.
And also props to Nick, because before joining us, he never played bass. So he's literally everything that you hear him do, he literally has learned all within a year, and it's amazing. So
I had been playing bass for, I'm not even kidding, 4 weeks when I got a message like, yo, we're looking for a bass player. And I was like, I need you to know that I've been playing, like, I got my first bass a month ago. So you're going to have to bear with me. So, about 2 months later, I was on the stage with them doing a cover show for like a Woodstock tribute event. And then a month after that, I made my Go on Red official debut in Towson, Maryland, playing a lot of the songs from the album It's Okay. And those songs are awesome. I think the people that are coming out to Punk Night this Friday are really going to love them.
That's awesome. Jumping in on the bass seems like a really fun thing. The bass on this record was one of the things I enjoyed about it most.
Those bass lines are sick. It took a while to learn because I was like, I am not fast. This is hard, but we've got it down. It's really getting there.
Okay, and then just of you 3 current members that I'm talking to tonight, if you could just give me a quick rundown of like what's your background as musicians? How'd you get started playing? Have you been in previous projects before this?
I've started playing the drums like 16 years ago.
Oh my God.
Mostly influenced off of the Rev and Mike Portnoy from Avenged Sevenfold and Dream Theater. And before that, I mostly played concert band. I think I started on trumpet in 4th grade. Which has nothing to do with this. No. I was in like one band before this. It was a thrash metal project. And then I kind of fell out with them and mostly just do Go on Red for the past, basically a decade, Tori?
Oh yeah, thank God, because I would be lonely if you didn't.
I've been playing bass for like 4 weeks when I joined Go on Red. I actually had only been playing instruments, period, for about 4 months at the time. Just in January 2024, I was bored sitting at home and thought it would be fun to teach myself guitar. About 3 months in, I was like, man, I suck at this. So I bought a bass on Marketplace and started teaching myself the bass. And then, yeah, from there, it all just, it went real fast. It was like, oh, I'm in a band now. Oh, I'm playing shows now. And then, oh, we're
That's
tearing
just
it up
how
now.
bass works, Nick.
So it's been really cool, been really fun, been a real whirlwind of like a year and a half now.
I ain't gonna date myself on how long I've been playing guitar because that's just ridiculous. I'll say probably like 24 years, which is horrible. But I don't know. I like a little bit of everything, really. My dad, growing up with my dad, like it was a lot of like Pantera, DRI, like those types of things, Rage Against the Machine, and then I obviously love grunge, so we got like the Nirvana, Bush, like all of those, classic '90s bands. Yeah, I feel like I take a little bit from everything because then I also love bands like Eurythmics. So it's just like we're kind of bouncing everywhere, but I feel like we all do a really good job of taking in, all of our influences and kind of combining that into a sound that we're kind of looking for because we're not trying to sound exactly like anybody else specifically, but we try to be as unique as possible. But also when you're listening to, you're like, oh yeah, that reminds me the 80s or 90s. Like that's kind of what we're going for, and I think we're doing a pretty good job so far. But I definitely think that's because we have all completely separate influences. So it's just
Yeah,
like
and that's one of the things that kind of really drew me into Go on Red was like I've been to a lot of local shows, seen a lot of local bands, and I had never heard anything that really sounded like It's Okay. And like I grew up on a lot of punk, like Green Day and Dead Kennedys and all that. Like if it was on a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater soundtrack, I was listening, and so I was like, oh yeah, this is sick. So it's been really cool. We're really unique, and it's a really cool sound and like a really cool vibe that we bring to every song.
Is there any records by other bands or artists in like the last 2 or 3 years that you've really enjoyed listening to a lot?
Pain Remains by Lorna Shore.
uh-huh.
I listen to a lot of Lorna Shore.
I feel like the way that I approach listening to music is not the way that like normal people approach listening to music. I'm like really, really all over the place. So like my recent influences that have gotten me really excited have actually been like a little all over the place. I went to Warped Tour in June and saw Less Than Jake and Streetlight Manifesto, which are ska bands, and their bass lines are insane. Like I was sitting there just kind of entranced. I was like, damn, those guys are good at what they do. And so like I've been listening to a ton of that and just like, oh, that's so funky, oh, that's so cool. Like those are really neat little bass lines. But like I'm really like all in all over the place. Like Tori was saying, like that K-pop Demon Hunters that just came out and took over the world. Like I was all about that too. I was like, oh, that's pretty sick too. Been really into jazz. I ended up like I am a teacher, and so the jazz band director at our school knows that like I play in a band or whatever. So he invited me to play with the jazz band on the last day of school, and I was like, buddy, I need you to know that I don't know how to read sheet music, but I'm gonna try. And so like I play jazz. Like I really like jazz. Like Frank Sinatra's sick, Louis Armstrong's sick. I just kind of like I love it all, and I love like now that I am playing things, I love like listening for like cool little snippets, like cool little guitar parts, cool little bass parts, cool little drum parts, and being like, "Oh, that's really cool. I wonder if I could do something."
Well, we have a few other shows coming up after the one with you guys this Friday that are tribute acts. Any of you been fans of Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath in your musical journeys? And if so, do you have any thoughts?
Absolutely.
So I grew up on WWE, and in like 2006-ish, Ozzy had a song that was featured on like every WWE show. I Don't Want to Stop, and that song was like sick. And like actually, two of my uncles were like drummers in Baltimore area bands, and they were also into like Sabbath and the Stones and Kiss and all that stuff. So I had a lot of like rock and roll kind of influence early on. So I listened to a lot of Sabbath and a lot of Ozzy as like a preteen and teenager.
Same. I honestly I grew up with Sabbath as well. That was also one of my dad's go to OG bands. So especially like that first Sabbath album, I remember just listening to that, especially just literally just the song Black Sabbath. Like that is the most eeriest, like, and just even though that was done at the time that it was, I feel like the production on that could not have elevated that song more than it literally well, like just everything about Ozzy, like rest in peace to a legend. Cause honestly, when he passed away, I was, obviously musicians are passing away all the time, and it is a very sad thing. But normally, I don't really let it get to me or I feel anything. And then when he passed away, I was in the dumps for a solid almost like 2 weeks. I was just like, this is. I knew it was coming, but it was just very, that was such a big time of my teenage years. I feel like, and it was just like, this is rough. This is horrible.
I also grew up on Guitar Hero, and I'm pretty sure Paranoid was the first song I ever hit 100% on. So, big props to Ozzy, big props to Black Sabbath. Oh, those guys are awesome.
Are you guys fans of Paramore at all? And do you have any thoughts on their music?
I'm going to let you know right now that Hayley Williams is the only person I have Instagram notifications on for. I love Paramore.
So you've been getting into the new record?
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I definitely like the direction they're going. Haley's a classic.
I've seen a lot of people like isolate her vocals on tracks lately on like Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. Her talent is just really, really unmatched.
I also love the covers.
Paramore's so good. Paramore, like the Riot album was such a huge part of like my high school experience. And like I teach 8th graders now, and so like I saw a kid doodling the Riot album art the other day, and I was like, I really would prefer if you're doing your work, but that's a pretty good choice in doodle there. So, it's, I can't be too mad at you.
Thank you so much for your time. And everyone, please come out this Friday, October 17th, 2025, here at the Salisbury Center in Manassas, Virginia, USA. We have the Punko Pops, Go on Red, and No Quick Fix playing Punk Night. So it'll be a night of great melodic pop punk, emo, and all that sort of stuff. So if you're into that world, I think you'll have a good time, and we'd love it if you came out to the show.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Remember to stream Go on Red wherever you get your music.